If you are sitting right now waiting for life to get easier, stop immediately. It will not get easier this week, nor this year, nor when you have paid off your debts, nor when the children grow up, nor when you retire. Never. This is not the pessimism of an old man. This is the result of observing people for 90 years. I spent 30 years in a monastery near Mount Kailash beside Lama Tenzin. Today I will tell you the truth that has been hidden from us since childhood, because they say it makes people anxious. I say the opposite. It is precisely this truth that gets a person back on their feet. The lie is what knocks them down completely. Stay here. These 12 minutes may change the way you look at your own difficulties. I will begin with everything from what Lama Tenzin told me one morning. At that time I was around 55 years old. I sat across from him and began complaining about life. As usual at that age, whatever a person complains about, I receive the same in return. My back was aching. An old dear friend in India had passed away. The roof of the monastery was leaking, no money to repair it. An acquaintance from the village had deceived me over something trivial, and I was sitting there listing it all out, upset. Tenzin listened silently for 15 minutes. Then he raised his hand and said one word. Enough. And after that, he said one sentence. I have been whispering it to myself every morning since then. I have been repeating it for 40 years, and now I am passing it on to you. He said, Sardor, you are waiting for this life to become kinder to you one day, but it will not be that way. You yourself must become stronger. Listen carefully. The main thing is right there. Most people live inside one great illusion, the illusion that the current situation is temporary, as if just a little more remains, and then ordinary life will begin. Life without difficulties, where it will finally be possible to breathe freely and simply live. We tell ourselves, once I finish this hard project, I will rest. Once I get out of debt, then I will live well. Once the children grow up, I will make time for myself. Once I restore my health, we think. But you yourself know, no relief ever comes. One exhausting task is replaced by another, one debt by the next. The children grow up and bring even more new worries than before. As for health, at my age I can tell you everything about health. Life is not a path toward peace. It is the path itself. The rain, the bitter cold, the wind, and the opposing stones on that path are not obstacles. They are the foundation of that path. Without them, there is no path. A person waiting for smooth asphalt stands frozen in one place their whole life. Do you know what the tragedy of modern man is? I would single out one fundamental tragedy that stands above all other problems. Modern man has been raised in the illusion of comfort. From childhood they were taught, it must be comfortable, it must be warm, it must be pleasant, it must be joyful. Any pain is a malfunction of the system. Any difficulty is a mistake that must be corrected by going immediately to a doctor, a counselor, a lawyer, whoever it may be, and eliminating the discomfort. And in this way, a generation is growing up that does not know how to endure, does not know how to push through, does not know how to carry weight. When a little anxiety comes, they take medicine. When someone upsets them slightly, they climb the walls. When they get slightly bored, they immediately pick up their phone. But life does not adapt to our expectations. 1,000 years ago, it passed the same way it is passing now, and it presents everyone with the same bill: pain, loss, fear, injustice, old age, the departure of loved ones, and ultimately our own departure from this world as well. This bill does not decrease because you wanted a different life. It is the same as your grandfather's bill, the same as their grandfather's, the same as that of people in the Stone Age. Circumstances change, but the essence does not, During one of my trips to China, I met an elder named Shuli. I have remembered his words word for word. He said, "Life does not get easier. You yourself become stronger, and then the weight of that burden feels lighter to you." Think about this for a moment. For a 20-year-old young man, a 90-kilogram sack of rice is a very heavy load. For an experienced porter, it is a normal weight. The same sack, the same road, but one bends under it. The other walks upright. The difference is not in the sack, the difference is in the person carrying it. And no one ever makes the sack lighter for the 20-year-old. The young man himself must become stronger. Otherwise, he sits down by the side of the road and spends his whole life cursing the world for the weight of the sacks. Now let us move to practical matters. Listen, this is very important. What I am about to say is worth trying. How does a weak person respond to pain? They look for ways to escape it. How does a strong person respond? They look for ways to pass through it. All the difference lies right there. And this difference is exactly how muscles are strengthened. During 40 years in the monastery, I watched ordinary young men from the street become people who could endure what others surrender to. And I came to understand this is not an innate quality. It can be developed within yourself at 50, at 70, at any age. I will tell you how right now. First point, stop avoiding small discomforts. Every day of your life there are small discomforts. Cold water in the morning, an unpleasant meal, a boring meeting, a long traffic jam, 10 pages of a book you do not want to read, 20 sit-ups you are too lazy to do. Most people avoid these small discomforts. They make the water warmer, they swap the meal for something sweet. They find a way not to attend the meeting, they curse in traffic, they push the book aside, they postpone the exercises until tomorrow. And their weakness lies precisely in this. Every small discomfort that is sidestepped is not saved energy, it is lost energy. You miss the opportunity to toughen yourself slightly, and when a real test comes, and it will always come, you will be completely unprepared for it. The Tibetan rule is very simple. Every day do at least one thing you do not want to do. Small, ordinary, but do it with courage. This is the tempering of that character. This is the anvil on which bravery is forged. Second point, stop filling your mind with empty things. The head of most modern people resembles a room filled wall to wall with unnecessary things. From every crack come other people's thoughts, news, the faces of acquaintances, neighbors' gossip, politics, arguments on social media, grudges, worries about things that are completely unrelated to them. When difficulty comes, such a person has no room inside to receive it. There is no silence to hear oneself. There is no clarity to find a solution. The head is already busy with thousands of trivial things, and yet another big blow simply overflows it, and the person breaks. The Tibetan rule here is simple, and I have already mentioned it once. Every day spend 5 minutes in silence. Without a phone, without a television, without a book, sit by the window, breathe and allow your mind to empty. At first, this is a little frightening. The first time you cannot endure even 30 seconds. The second time you endure 1 minute. After a month, you can sit calmly for 5 minutes. After half a year, an hour. And when life strikes you, and it will strike, inside you there will be a quiet place to put that pain and a source from which to draw the strength to overcome it. Third point, do not run from loss. Go out to meet it. In this life, every person experiences loss. This is the most reliable prophecy I can give you at 90 years old. If you have not yet lost anyone, one day you will say goodbye to your parents. You will say goodbye to your friends. Some will grow old. Some will leave before that. You will lose a part of your health. Your relationship will end through separation, betrayal, or the departure of your beloved from this world. You will lose the work you gave your whole heart to. Perhaps you will even lose the money you always believed was yours. This will certainly happen. Not perhaps, certainly. It is only a matter of time. And here is the advice of an old man who has been forced to say an eternal goodbye to his own wife, to his 3 closest friends, and to his own brother. My advice is this: do not turn away from your grief. Accept it. Do not suppress it with alcohol. Do not bury it under work. Do not hide it under the noise of the television. Sit down and let it be. Let your heart grieve its grief. An hour, a day, a week. However long it takes, face it. The pain you consciously go through will strengthen you. The pain you run from will stay with you for life. It will catch you in random moments, in other people's words, in forgotten smells, in unexpected dreams, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, until finally you sit down and face it. Better to deal with it bravely once, right away. Let me tell you a story from life. In the monastery, I had a friend 10 years younger than me, a Mongolian named Chulun. He had a wife who had left this world early, in her 30s. He had come to the monastery precisely to overcome that grief, in his own way. He lived with us for 2 years. And do you know what he did every morning? He would sit down at the small table where his wife's photograph stood and sit there for an hour, sometimes 2 hours, silently. Without tears, without prayers, simply looking and remembering. One day I asked him, "Chulun, why are you tormenting yourself like this? It has been 2 years already. Wouldn't it be better to distract yourself, to turn your mind to other things?" He turned to me and said, "Sardor, I am not tormenting myself. I am sitting with my loss. If I do not fully receive it, it will follow me for the rest of my life. And I want to be fair to her. She was a good person, and she deserves to be remembered with dignity." A year later, Chulun left the monastery. He built a new family. Now he has grown children and 5 grandchildren. And do you know what he said to me at our last meeting? "Sardor, I am grateful to my first wife for her departure, because it taught me how to live. Without that lesson, I would never have reached the level I am at today." That is where the entire essence is hidden. What I wanted to say today is also, in fact, this: pain is not a punishment. Pain is a teacher, strict, with a firm hand, merciless, but the most honest thing a person can encounter in life. Every loss, every fear, every blow of fate is not an error in the system. It is the system itself. It is its main mechanism. Life does not make us human by pampering us. It makes us human by strengthening us. The person who understands this early is fortunate. The rest of their life will go right. They will not waste their life being pointlessly angry at the universe. They will accept every blow as part of the work, and after 20 years of such work they will become unbreakable. The person who does not understand this is unfortunate. They will go through their whole life in resentment. Why me? Why now? Why again? They will eat themselves up. And this endless self-consumption will destroy them faster than any misfortune. And the last thing, the most important, stop waiting for the world to become kinder. It will not. It will stay exactly as it is. There will be great conflicts, there will be illnesses, there will be injustices, there will be old age, there will be passing from this world. None of these things will disappear anywhere. But in this world, exactly as it is possible to live well, to live with dignity, to live meaningfully, even to live happily. With only one condition: if you stop waiting for the world to change and begin changing yourself, your strength, your endurance, your ability to carry weight, your ability to stand upright when those around you are falling. This is the only way. There is no other way. Those who look for other ways are people who will sit by the roadside their entire lives waiting for good days. Good days do not come. In general, good days do not exist. There are only good people who have walked through these very same things.